Hi guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. Today I'm talking about how to manifest your most ambitious goals fast. So last week we talked about how to have a manifestation mindset. That's what's going to keep you going in this process. So that was part one. Today in part two, moving on from the mindset strategies, I want to talk to you very practically about what it is that you can do in your everyday life to achieve your goals quickly. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton Mariola. I am a neuropsychologist. I am a published author. I'm the founder of Mod Ambition. Every single week, I post videos on how to plan, how to manifest, and how to enjoy your dream life. So be sure you subscribe or follow the podcast so you don't miss out when I post every single week. Okay, so let's just jump right into talking about my practical strategies on how to achieve your most ambitious goals. I don't want to delay. I'm going to be using my whiteboard again. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing that if you're listening on the podcast, but I think these two episodes is helpful and it's going to help me kind of show you if you're watching, but don't worry, I'm going to explain everything if you're listening on the podcast. So this is going to be a top level overview on these strategies. If you want to take a deep dive into this type of work and practical strategies into achieving and manifesting your goals, I do have a free course that's coming up very soon called Ambitious Manifestor. You can just go to tiffanyShelton.com/mini course to register, and that way you can take all the ideas from this overview, and then if you want to have some extra practical ways to implement everything, you can join me there for free as well. Okay, so jumping in, I want to introduce you guys to what I call the Mod Ambition pillars to having it all without the overwhelm. The first pillar that's going to help you in this process is planning, okay? Planning. So if you have goals and you have dreams and you want to get there fast, planning is going to be one of your best friends, and it's the first pillar in Mod Ambition for a reason, okay? And under planning, there are going to be 3 tenets that are going to help you get to where you want to be. So for this episode, let's use the example of wanting to manifest entrepreneurial success. Let's say you want to start an e-commerce business and you're trying to achieve those goals fast. I'm using that example because I'm in the process of doing that. I've also manifested, if you're new here, my husband, multiple book deals, my 2 babies. So this is just my current process. So I'm trying to manifest this business. Planning is going to be the first step in the process to help me get there. Not just goal planning, but planning in my everyday life. So what do I mean by planning? What does that consist of? You're going to have your intention and values, prioritize and organize, and boundaries and flexibility. So in this example of building this e-commerce business, let's say, you want to first set your intention and your values. What do you intend for this business? What are your life values? What are the things that are most meaningful to you when it comes to this goal and in life in general? You want to know your values. You want to plan that out. So for me, it might be creating impact and helping women. That's my intention, helping ambitious women have it all without the overwhelm. Creating impact and being able to really say that I created something that was impactful for these women. So that's my intention and values. Prioritize and organize when you're planning means, okay, so this is what you want to do. What's the most important thing when it comes to having this goal or having this life? What is it going to be most? Is it going to be to build something that sustains you and your family, or is it something you want to build something that you can scale? And you want to organize what you want into different domains of your life. So if you're prioritizing and you have this e-commerce business, you might be, okay, so right now the most important thing for me to do is to get my name out there, to get people to know what it is that I'm all about, and organizing how you're going to go about doing that. Okay, I'm maybe going to focus on TikTok right now, or social media. Instagram, or maybe I just want to do a really, really good newsletter, and organizing how it is you're going to fit that into your life, right? So you want to plan that out. Then you also want to plan out your boundaries and your flexibility. So as you're planning out your day, what is going to be sacred for your family time, maybe that you're not going to allow this work to bleed into, having those boundaries and understanding that even as you plan, you have to be flexible because, they say we plan and God laughs kind of things. So you want to not go in this blind without having a plan, but you want to do it in a sense that you are flexible and you are open and allowing to move and adjust as different life challenges come along in your way. All right, so that's the planning. And mind you, again, this is all starting after you have kind of developed or laid the foundation for a manifestation mindset, okay? This is the practical stuff, so planning. The second pillar in Mod Ambition is preparation. But now that you have planned for this goal that you want to set, you want to start preparing your life and preparing yourself for this goal to be manifested. You want to start thinking about what it is that I can do now to help me in the future. And that's going to consist again of 3 tenets. And this can be thought of as filling a glass, okay? Sorry if you can hear my husband. He just came back from golf and he's being really loud up there. So first we have empty, then you have refill, and then you have refresh. All of these things are going to help you prepare for what it is that you want, these ambitious goals that you're going after. So you want to empty this cup first before you fill it back up when you're preparing for this new stage in your life. And the empty consists of decluttering. So that in this example might mean figuring out a way how you're going to get rid of, maybe you had a different hustle in the past, or you're going to quit your 9-to-5. How am I going to clear out space in my life? How am I going to prepare space in my life to actually meet this goal, right? Then you're going to refill, and that just means prior preparation and filling. What do you need to do to set yourself up for success in achieving this goal? Setting up that Shopify store, securing the domain name, anything that you can do prior to jumping into manifesting this goal or working towards this goal that's going to help you in the future. Maybe that's, hiring a VA, any type of preparation work that's going to get you ready to execute, which is the third piece of the puzzle. And then refresh is all, it can kind of be like the garnish on the drink. And that's all about refreshing yourself so that you can maintain a sustainable hustle. So that's self-care, things like exercising, taking your vitamins, getting enough sleep. How can you prepare yourself, your own spirit, in a way that's going to help you continue to thrive as you do these things? That might also consist of support. Any way that you can fill up this tank and make sure that you're running on full as you pursue these types of goals. All right, so moving on to the third pillar of Mod Ambition that's going to help you and achieve these ambitious goals is productivity. Now, I used to call this execute, but I like the 3 Ps. So I have changed it to productivity. So as you're executing, as you're actually taking these actions, these SMART goals, as you're doing those things, these habits that are bringing you closer to these ambitious goals that you want to do it in a productive way. You want to do it in an efficient way. That's how you're going to get there fast. That's how you're going to use the most of your energy for good, essentially, towards getting what you want. And that consists of 3 tenets that are going to help you be productive. So routines and systems, time optimization and acceptance, pretty and peaceful. So let's start with the first one. Routines and systems. I have lots of videos and episodes on my podcast on how to create routines and systems that support you in your goal getting. Routines and systems are a way to put your goal getting on autopilot. So if you are manifesting having a baby, what are those routines and systems that are going to support you, like taking your prenatals every day, working out, those kinds of things. In the e-commerce example, I have a whole routine for my CEO days, for my content creation days, systems that help me get there, that help me and my VA do these types of work. To be productive, you want to implement those routines and systems because that's going to help you put these things on autopilot. Number 2, time optimization and acceptance. So time optimization are all about those time hacks that you can use. Think 4-hour work week. How are you optimizing the time that you do have? Like using time blocking, planning, using a planner to plan each week, optimizing the time that you do have. And then the time acceptance is all about accepting the season that you're in. So if you're in a season where you just had a baby, for instance, and you're trying to start this new business, you might understand that you're going to have a lot less time. It's going to be naps, evenings, and weekends, right? But in accepting that, you're not pushing yourself beyond your limits and burning out. The third piece of it is making it pretty and peaceful. You want to do it in a way that feels good as you're executing the things you want. You want to do it, but make it look good, essentially. So how can you work in a way that feels good, that feels peaceful? Maybe that's, and if you're working at home, getting up and getting dressed every day so that you still feel like yourself, like a human being, or your best self. For some people, that's going to help them. Having your work environment nice and clean and decluttered. How can you make it peaceful? Adding, aromatherapy as you work, those types of things. So as you're executing, you want to have routines and systems. You want to have time optimization and acceptance. And you also want to make it pretty and peaceful so that it's enjoyable to actually do the work. That's going to make you that much more productive. So these are my Mod Ambition pillars that I think are really going to help you when it comes to achieving your most ambitious goals quickly. Planning, preparation, and productivity. These are all the tenets that are going to help you do that. Like I said, this is an overview. If you want to take a deep dive, be sure to join me in my free masterclass. It's going to be 3 live courses. I'm going to be there so you can ask me questions in person. I'm going to be talking about manifestation mindset. I'm going to be talking about having it all without the overwhelm and all the practical strategies to implement all these things. So join me, TiffanyShelton.com/mini course. I hope to see you there. And until next time, namaste.